Book 1 Chapter 13. The mind must not be changed by circumstances. The soul must not be changed by conditions. Remember, it is your conditions, not your ability, that determines whether you can succeed perfectly in your endeavors. No matter how much effort you put in, or how capable you are, you may still fail. This is because blessings in the human realm are formed through a combination of causes and conditions. You must have a certain cause to foster a particular condition. Only in the presence of a combination of proper causes and conditions can you succeed. Take note that, if you want to succeed perfectly, you must carefully consider whether the causes and conditions for the task at hand have ripened, and not whether you have the energy or ability to carry it out or solve it. Also, please take note, we must think constantly about impermanence. Another way of saying that is that we must remind ourselves constantly that nothing in this world lasts forever, and the fact they are not long-lasting means that they are not real. The world has always been impermanent, while the notion of self is non-existent. Therefore, don't develop attachments to people or things. When disaster strikes, we must not panic. We must have faith. Even if it is a predestined karma, it can still be changed. Predestined karma is the event in your life that can be foreseen by a fortune teller. It is also known as fate, such as when a fortune teller predicts that you are bound to encounter a difficulty or disaster when you reach a certain age. This is referred to as a predestined karma. Having said that, with unwavering faith you still have a chance to change it. For example, changes will occur if you perform many good deeds, you make great vows, you are more generous in practicing giving, and you recite Buddhist scriptures diligently. Therefore, predestined karma can be transformed, provided that we are diligent in practicing Buddhism and performing recitations of scriptures. We should not ask for divine assistance or seek psychics for help. As Buddhist practitioners, this is something we should avoid. Instead, we should direct our focus on our cultivation and have unwavering faith that the bodhisattvas will be able to change your karma. Moreover, the mind must strictly remain unmoved. For example, when a person claims that their mind is unmoved, meaning that they are unmoved by the sight of money, deep down they may think otherwise. This demonstrates that they may say one thing, but think another. How many people do you think can really resist the temptation of money? While walking on the street, would you pick up a banknote that lands at your feet? Are you able to resist the temptation of profitable opportunities? If your mind is moved, you will have to bear the ensuing karmic consequences. And what are you going to do when the consequences befall you? If you can maintain an unwavering state of mind in the face of all kinds of situations, you will be regarded as a noble person. You will have arrived at the stage of sages, entering the stream of sagehood. The 8th ground bodhisattvas can achieve the stage of signlessness and effortlessness as they possess the true power of concentration to be immovable. Originally, Buddha was also just an ordinary person who had crossed over to sagehood in gradual steps. In the same way, a petty person can become a magnanimous person, and a stingy person can become generous. The practice of giving is the best remedy to help curb our greed. A person who is generous in giving will be able to overcome their greed. Conversely, a greedy person will be unwilling to give. We have to learn to apply the appropriate methods to overcome our shortcomings and bad habits. No matter how much circumstances change, our minds must not change. Whenever something bad happens, or when external conditions become undesirable, how do we rid ourselves of distracting thoughts and prevent our minds from being affected? Firstly, you must observe with wisdom. Understand that everything around us is temporary and will not last forever. When wisdom is used when analyzing a problem, you will gain wisdom in turn. Secondly, you must observe the suffering in hell. Whenever you are about to commit a bad deed, think about the karmic consequence of descending into hell. Thus, you'll learn to restrain yourself. For example, if I deceive others or mistreat them, I will have to think about the kind of suffering that I will then have to endure in hell. Thirdly, recite mantra and repent. When we are preoccupied with distracting thoughts and we feel perturbed, we should concentrate on reciting Buddhist scriptures whilst repenting earnestly. This way, our afflictions will naturally be gone. Only with sincerity and wholeheartedness when performing recitations can we distance ourselves from karmic obstacles, inner demons, and other sources of affliction. Concentrate when performing recitations, or it won't be effective. If you are indulged in flights of fancy, the quality of your recitations will be adversely affected, and your mind distracted. Therefore, When performing recitations, we have to concentrate. Insincerity aside, external factors can also render your recitations ineffective, such as taking non-vegetarian food or the 5 pungent spices, onion, garlic, leeks, scallion and asafoetida. Why aren't we allowed to consume foods with a pungent smell? Because such foods contain stimulants that affect our brain cells, triggering our appetite and arousing our sexual desire. Consequently, such effects will impede the reciter's accomplishments in their cultivation. Observe the following points for effective recitations. The unity of our minds and chi, energy. During recitation, we must unify our state of mind and chi. The unity of our sound and chi, we must unify our voice and energy field during recitation. The unity of our bodies, minds and chi, we must also unify our bodies, state of mind and energy field. These are the 3 unities for effective recitations.